Psycho is definitely one of the creepiest movies ever made. Alfred Hitchcock's style is famous for making the audience feel like a voyeur, and Rear Window, one of his most famous movies, is all about spying on other people. But I believe this voyeurism is actually just one way of expressing something more basic that happens when watching movies, something even weirder and more mysterious, something that Hitchcock understood better than maybe anyone. And that is, when you watch a movie, in some way, you actually become the camera. Here's proof. Watch closely. Did you jump? If you did, why? It's only pixels on a screen, right? Unless your brain tricked you into thinking the camera was your eye and a ball was about to hit it. It's as if you're inserting yourself into the place of the camera. This is how point of view shots work. You show a character, then you put the camera roughly where their eyes are and show what they're looking at. This puts you in the shoes of the character. For a short moment, you become them. This is a great way of making the audience feel more connected to the character and whatever they're experiencing. Here's a question for you. Can this work for a sex scene? When you try this exact same technique, placing the camera so that the audience sees what the character sees, it just doesn't work. You snap out of it. You stop feeling like you're watching a movie, and you feel like you're watching something else. So how do you film a sex scene without making the audience feel as though they were spying on intimacy? How can you draw them deeper into the moment without destroying the feeling they're watching a movie?
Baby, I don't care.
I don't know. As far as I know, no one has succeeded in doing this, and so mostly we just avoid it. This leads to our next point. Watching a movie is like dreaming. When we watch a movie, we want to get lost in it. We don't want to think, we want to feel. Anything that jumps out, anything that distracts us is annoying. That's why you're not supposed to notice the editing. You don't want to see any glitches or scratches. The sound shouldn't be too loud or too quiet.
Not gonna like it.
It needs to be just right. This is also why it's tricky to have characters look directly into the lens without breaking the fourth wall.
Look right at it. Yeah,
I mean, right in the goddamn lens?
If they do, all of a sudden, it feels like someone is looking at us, and we wake up. The closer a shot is to what it would look like if you were standing there and looking directly at someone, the more likely you are to wake up. The closer you get to this, the more subjective a shot is. And the farther away from that, the more objective it is. This is the cinematic dream. For a director, it's a bit like a game of cat and mouse with the audience. You want to capture the actor's expressive eyes as much as possible, and you want to put the audience as directly into the story as you can. But if you do too much, you risk breaking the dream. One trick to capture the eyes full on is to put the camera directly on the line between the actor and whatever they're looking at. Even though they're looking right at you, your brain goes, is she looking at me? No, she's looking at the fish. I can keep dreaming. Jean-Luc Godard got famous by deliberately breaking the cinematic dream using jarring jump cuts in the movie Breathless.
Glisse sur une marche et dit décidément.
At the time, this was revolutionary. Movies before took great care to make sure that you didn't wake up, so that you could dream your dream and focus on the story. Just like how Scotty is enthralled by the spirit of Madeline, audiences are captured by what they're looking at on screen. When you watch a movie, you're in an altered state of consciousness. You're dreaming. Just like how a ghost is a spirit partway between life and death, you are partway between your body and the movie. If the whole thing sounds a bit trippy, that's because it is. It's a big reason why Vertigo uses so much psychedelic imagery, but that is just scratching the surface. One of the most interesting parts of Rear Window is that James Stewart's character is crippled. Is Hitchcock trying to tell us subtly that spending all of our time watching other people and not living our own life, a bit like being laid up with a broken leg? What do you think of all this? Are movies actually like voyeurism? Have you ever seen a sex scene in a movie that actually worked? Do you think we spend too much time on screens? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll meet you in the next one.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.